past is a candle at a great distance, too close to let you quit, but too far to comfort you. Who said that? I don't know. I'm not a scientist. But hello and welcome back to another video. My name is Noah and today I thought we would just sit down for a bit of a slower video, a bit more conversational. It's going to be less unedited. I'm probably just going to leave more raw footage in. I just want to sit and rant at you about something today. Don't worry, it will still be like very informal. I'm not going to be, well, I might use some big words, but we're still going to keep it absolutely crazy because, do you know what? I just want to rant for a bit. So let's go for it, baby. Before we get into it, make sure, if you're not already, please hit the subscribe button and put your notifications on, everybody. And make sure to like, comment, and share on this video. And I would really appreciate some comments on this video because I want to know what people think about the conversation we're going to have today. And I'd really appreciate your thoughts on today's discussion. So yeah, let's get into it. So, like, recently I feel like I've been thinking a lot about the idea of, like, growing up. And I don't know, I've had some interesting thoughts about it recently because I'm sort of, I'm 20 years old, but I feel like I'm finally starting to feel the true weight of like, oh yeah, you're an adult and you need to start acting like it now. You need to actually like do adult things. I feel like that's finally starting to hit me. This weird sense of like adultness has hit me. And I feel like I have to actually like, find myself. And I feel this real pressure to grow up. I'm like, it's like my life is telling me, you need to hurry up and grow up. Look at everyone around you, they're growing up. You need to do it too. I don't know, it's this really weird feeling. There is a weird FOMO when it comes to growing up. Like, you look at other people and you see that they're growing up and doing things in their life. Like, there are people my age who've had kids. There's probably people my age, there definitely is people my age who have been married or are married. There's people who've done loads of things with their life, and it's really pressure. Like, oh, they can do all that at this age. I need to be like where they are. I don't know. It's really stressful, and the idea of it's really stressing me out at the minute because I'm trying to. I feel like I'm trying to force myself to grow up without actually just letting it happen, because it will happen. I feel like I'm trying to force myself to feel more grown up than I am. I don't know if it's really working. Moving away for uni definitely like accelerated that process, because it made me realize like, oh, as much as you're not technically really on your own just yet, like I still live quite close to my parents. I'm literally at home right now. But like, it's sort of like, oh yeah, you're actually out in the world now and you're an adult and you have to do things for yourself, which like, I can do things for myself. Don't worry about that. But like, it's a scary prospect. I can't even lie. Like, don't get me wrong. I feel completely ready to be like doing things on my own, living away in a proper like house. I honestly can't wait till next year because I'm hoping to get like an actual proper house next year, like next school year. I'm talking about like next uni year. And I'm really excited about it. So at the minute, it's this weird purgatory where I'm still in like student accommodation, but I feel like ready to move on. I'm like, can we just get to next year already? Because I'm kind of feeling over it at this point. But like, as much as I'm ready to grow up, there are definitely some hesitations. You feel this weird sense of, am I doing things right? Is everything gonna work out? Like, am I actually going to get where I want to be in life? It's terrifying. It is so scary. And I feel like it's all really hitting me at this current moment in my life. I feel like I'm really overthinking life at the minute, and I hope someone watching this can relate to this feeling, but it's this weird conundrum that you want independence and you want this sense of adultness, but then you're also scared that you're maybe gonna miss the real comfort that this now has, where you're still kind of like, still close to like your parents. That's personally for me, I'm still quite close to my parents and still have that almost to fall on. It's scary. Okay, it's kind of terrifying, guys. No, I think there needs to be a discussion about like, what do we define growing up as? Like, when do you hit stage where you're grown up. I feel like, I mean, obviously people are always going to grow throughout their life, no matter what age they are. Like, you could be completely different at 40 compared to what you are at 60. I feel different to what I was 2 months ago. Like, you grow up so much so quickly, but I especially feel like this stage in your life, when you're like, you know, late teens and your 20s, I feel like that's when you grow up the quickest. I feel like, I personally felt like I look back at old times and I thought I had grown so much. Like, I was like, I'm so grown up. At like age 18, I was like, I'm so grown up. And like, this kind of late teens kind of confidence, you're like, oh, I'm so grown up. I've forgotten my point. I have forgotten my point. Hold on. Yeah, when you're in your late teens, you've got this overwhelming confidence that like, oh, I'm so grown up now. Like, oh, I can drink. I'm so grown up now. But like, I look back at myself at 18 and that's a different person. I feel so grown compared to me 2 years ago. And like, there's all the things like, oh, you're an adult when you're 18. Oh, but your brain's fully developed when you're 25. Like, when are you fully grown up? Like, when do you grow up? That is the real thing. You know, it's this, I don't know, it's this weird concept of when are you actually grown up? When is that? When is the bar for that? When are you grown up? I feel grown now, but then I actually feel like there's still so much to come. Like, I'm definitely the kind of person who's hyper aware of his mortality. Like, I was always, as a kid, I was always that kid that would like remember I'm gonna die someday and I would start crying. Like, it happened all the time. I'm sure my parents were so sick of it. I used to do it so much. I would just start crying and like, I'm gonna die one day. I mean, yeah, we all are, and like, it's this great concept. And don't drink loads and think about that, because it's not a good combo. And that's the show. I need to take a break because I've like completely forgot what I'm talking about. So just hold on for a second. And this light's really bright in my eyes. So I'm gonna take a second. For me, I sort of feel like I'm in this weird transitionary phase at the minute. Like, I sort of feel like I'm floating between, like, I'm not fully an adult yet, but I also don't feel like a kid. Do you know what I mean? I'm in this weird phase where I'm like kind of waiting for adulthood to start, but it's not really coming yet. But then I also feel like I've left like teenage years and childhood. Like, I feel like I've left that behind, but I don't feel like I'm fully an adult yet. And I'm like counting down the days as if like it's gonna happen come next year of uni, like when I probably get a house. To me, I'm expecting it, but like, what if it doesn't happen that way? You know, what if I don't actually feel any different in a couple months when I move away? Is it gonna feel any different? It's a really almost frightening concept of, am I ever gonna feel complete and feel satisfied that I've grown up enough? Or is it just, do you have to find an understanding that everyone kind of feels like this at some point? And everyone kind of doesn't know what they're doing all the time. Life itself is such a complex issue. Hence why I'm absolutely losing my mind right now, because I literally don't know what tangent I went off on. I don't know. I'm just having a good time, guys. I'm just chatting away. I don't know if this is gonna make literally any sense. But yeah, there's this weird feeling of feeling like I'm in purgatory right now. I don't know how to feel about the idea of growing up at the minute. I don't know, and that's probably like this video is probably coming across as it's confusing. It is an incredibly confusing concept, and it's something really weird to try and come to terms with. It's the idea of growing up. Like, how do you do it? You know, you're just waiting for the good things to happen. You're waiting for your life to really get started. But instead of waiting, I feel like, you know, you should really do something. And I feel like that's what I'm trying to do at the minute. Especially with this YouTube, which is something I've wanted to do for years. And I was always stuck in a purgatory of not doing it. And I'm like, I'm really committed to trying to make it work right now. And I want to grow up and actually, you know, start growing my goals and my aspirations to the person, and you start growing them now, because if you wait for them, it'll take longer to get to the goal. But if you start now, then you have so much more time to get where you want to be. And I feel like that's really how I've kind of come to terms with the idea of growing up, is that you need to stop waiting. You need to stop waiting for things to just happen. And you need to go after them. You have to strive for the things you actually want to do, instead of waiting for them to just fall in your lap, I guess. I feel like I had that attitude for a while, where it's like, oh, no, it'll come soon. Like, it'll work its way out. I just eventually had to go, no, sit down and do the thing. And actually start working on it. Because it's not going to just happen. You need to grow up and get started. I had to sort of force myself to get it into gear, because I was in this weird purgatory for ages. I know I'm saying I'm in purgatory right now, but I feel like, honestly, I'm kind of a revolution having this conversation right now, where I'm sort of realizing that I am progressing. And that's a really good feeling, to finally feel like, it's starting to move a bit. And as much as I said I'm scared of growing up, I'm also excited about it. It's an exciting concept to think you've got so much more ahead of you. It's exciting to know you've got so much more to come. Anyways, I'm absolutely just ranting, but yeah, that's how I've come to terms with growing up, is that you need to grab every opportunity that you have. You need to stop waiting for things to happen. You need to go after your goals, because you're not just going to grow up overnight. You have to actually actively attack your goals to get where you want to be. And that's exactly what I'm doing right now. So I hope I made like a little bit of sense to everyone watching. And if you liked this more chill kind of video where I just sort of chat away, please let me know down in the comments below, and also like and share the video, and also subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and also go check out all my other videos that I've already uploaded. I uploaded one just yesterday, so please go and check them out, and I will see you all next time.